All right, we are back.
With the podcast ever.
The podcast ever. Yes, indeed. So, I realized when we were doing the first episode, we didn't actually give like an introduction to ourselves at all.
No, I completely realized that as well afterward. I was listening back to the episode. I'm like, yeah, we just kind of skipped over that. But it's okay.
Oh,
It's like a pilot, it's just kind of introducing you to the characters.
fair. And I mean, like, I'm probably gonna leave the like the like image, I guess, on screen anyway, so they'll be able to read it.
Oh,
But
I'm sorry. Hold on. There we go.
yeah,
I just realized you reminded me.
yeah. All right. So
Today's topic: should women be allowed to drive? Asian women specifically.
this is really fitting now if you're new.
I adopted the character as soon as that thing turned on. I was ready.
You know what you should have done? You should have saved that and then got like a not a text to speech thing, but like a thing that modulates your voice like it. Just talk like that for like the whole episode.
Oh no, I don't think that would be good content. Just because people are going to listen to it and they're going to be like, "Man, that is annoying as hell." I don't know.
Oh, it is.
I don't know. Yeah,
That's why it's only like 3-minute songs.
yeah. But seriously, it's almost Christmas, and you know what that means? People being annoying as hell. Mariah Carey as well.
Yeah, I fail to see how hot take, I guess, how anybody could possibly enjoy that. Like maybe once, maybe exactly once in your lifetime, you're like, oh, this is a nice tune, but then it's like, God, and I mean, this is coming from a guy that used to work in retail. I'm not even exaggerating. Part of the reason I left was because they played the same songs over and over again, and at a certain point, it gets to the point where you're like, I can't do this anymore. I got to get out. Like you get like a prison, like a prisoner mind type
Yeah.
thing, and you're like, dude, if I stay here any longer, I'm literally going to die. I'm going to kill myself or something.
So
So
those first notes to "All I Want for Christmas Is You" is like that water drop torture. Every time you hear
exactly.
those first few notes, it's like you go slightly more insane. That's your breaking point almost.
Bruh.
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
So I was just gonna say, I was gonna mention our main topic though, for real, like what happened with Christmas and what we thought about it. People celebrating it too early, if anything. That was my take. I don't know if that was your take. I think the general question is, when should Christmas celebrations start?
see, the thing is too, when you ask a question like this, people get all bent out of shape. Like, oh, what do you don't like Christmas? What are you, Scrooge or something? No, man. I mean, I just like it to be, in its own category, separate from the other holidays, but still equal with the other holidays, but just separate in its own little lane.
Yeah, I mean, I want Christmas time to be Christmas time. I don't want Christmas time to be at the same time as Thanksgiving and Halloween, or right after Halloween, I should say. Just seeing the trees in the stores earlier and earlier every year is just kind of like, well, it seems like you're the person that's trying to dilute this thing. But I just say Jesus Christ, and that's the reason we're celebrating this, right?
That's true, supposedly.
Well, is it Jesus or Santa?
Um, Both? Is that like heretical? Like if we were in like a medieval like Christian society, would like Santa Claus be like something that you get like burnt at the stake for or something? Like you tell your children, just kind of like a casual like tradition. Yeah, Santa Claus is gonna come and bring you presents, and then like the local bishop hears about it, and he's like, "What? What are you doing?" The Pope, sir, this woman is talking about somebody that's going to leave presents on the day of our Lord's birth. Kill her and her children. Or would they be like, he's a kid, whatever?
Well, I think it depends. Is this regular Santa or Black Santa we're talking about?
I definitely think they couldn't even conceive of a Black Santa.
Well, it's not too hard to conceive of. He just takes presents instead of leaving them.
So wait, who's leaving the presents then? Is it just the parents then?
Well, that's a good point. He probably takes them from white families because if he goes to the black families, well, I don't know if there's gonna be presents there.
Uh, I mean, maybe like maybe you won't take presents. Just take whatever you can at that point.
Like the lamp or something.
Yeah, I mean, what is a present? That's really what you got to get down to.
A present is a gift you're enjoying in the here and now, you know?
So technically, my AC is a present.
I mean, was it a gift?
Uh, Technically, it came with the house.
So, what do you eat for Christmas? You eating like a turkey, a ham, what?
You know, this is
No, I'll
really
tell you
great.
what Black Santa's eating. KFC.
Actually, fun fact about that. In Japan, there was an aggressive marketing campaign on behalf of KFC, and basically it got to the point where the Japanese associate Christmas dinner with KFC. So they'll just eat
Yeah.
KFC for Christmas.
Wow. It's like
Yeah, it
Andrew
kind of
Tate.
sucks. What?
He has these like backstories where he talks about like me and Tristan, we used to eat at KFC. It's all we could afford. We'd eat it for like a week. We'd eat the bones and stuff.
Is that what all those like images on Instagram are from?
Well, I mean, he used to love chicken, man. Well, I guess he still loves chicken.
You know the one I'm talking about, where he's just sitting there with like a drumstick in his hand,
Yeah.
smiling. But
I
he still
am
had hair
fairly
too.
certain what, yeah. Yeah, no, that's what that is. That's like his backstory, man. It's fitting.
His Batman origin story.
It's fitting. I'll just say that. It's funny. I was
Fitting.
watching some clips. Like they just do stupid shit. They're kind of like, obviously they're entertainers. They're doing kind of the same stuff as, other people that try to do more outrageous stuff to get views, but they kind of not take it to the max, but they play on it a lot. So I saw this thing where they were just like, how about we just be complete degenerates for like 6 days straight? We just go to the bars and everything and just hang out there. And I think that was Andrew saying that. And Tristan's like, you wouldn't do it, man. Like, you're the one that would like stop midway through. He's like, no, I'll do it. I'll do it. And then apparently they were at like the bar at like 3 a.m. They're like, where's Andrew? It's like, oh, he left. He was just on his phone. He got bored. It's just stupid shit. Yeah. But then Tristan just starts fucking taking the bottle and like dancing. Like he's just drinking straight out of the fucking bottle of like Absolute or something.
Yo.
Yeah. It's pretty funny.
I don't know if people can do that.
I mean, they can.
I mean, they can.
Dude, speaking of that, have you seen these intense videos of people just fucking chugging bottles? Like they even put a couple straws in the bottle itself, like up top to let the air flow out as they're drinking. But like, I know for one example, I saw some guy, he probably got like some 20,000 followers or something. He's like, yeah, this is for you guys. And it's like fucking a bottle of Hennessy or something. I don't even remember what bottle it was. Something like that. Fireball, I think one guy did. I don't know. They're just chugging straight fucking bottles of liquor.
Dude.
Just for views. And for attention, depending on the situation.
I mean, if you're gonna do it, you might as well get paid for it, I guess. So, I mean,
yeah, but I mean, it's playing with your life right there. Because I mean, I've seen one video where a guy did like 50 shots of just straight liquor as like a fucking like bar challenge, and like he seemed okay at first, I guess. He fucking chugged it all, and then he got taken out in a stretcher. Yeah, it was crazy. And it was all the fucking same alcohol. It probably was like 50 shots of vodka or fucking something like that.
Hold on. Did he get a prize though?
Probably got a picture up on the wall or something. I don't know. But I doubt it was a big cash prize.
That reminds me. There was a bar in Spain when I was over there. And they had like a similar thing where it was like, oh, do these amount of shots and you'll get this, that, and the other. But like their thing was 8 shots of, I think it was mainly like just straight liquor. They weren't mixed. And you got, I don't even remember what you got actually, but you had to do it in like with under a minute. And I think you got like a shirt and like your picture on the wall. And that was it. See, but that was 8 shots. And that was supposed to be a challenge. So 50 shots?
I mean, I don't know. Some people are just trying to send themselves to the hospital.
It's I would say it's it's a free stay, but it's not.
It's it's really just trying to show the capacity that humans have to push themselves to a certain limit, and that's just really the display of it. Though people tend to fail those kinds of things when they go to that much of an extreme. Like it's kind of like the overeating challenges and stuff where like people eat like 30,000 calories or like 50,000 calories, maybe not all in one sitting, but like I saw one guy do like 70,000 to 100,000 calories in a few days. like shit like that. You know, people
That's
are really just
insane.
trying to push themselves. Like they try to show you how far the human like body can go just for views.
You could throw like the hot stuff in there too, because
Oh
I
yeah,
mean,
true.
I always hear people say like whenever I bring up the fact that I don't really care for like spicy food or anything like that, people are like, "Well, you don't like flavor on your food?" Well, I'd like to eat my food and enjoy it most of the time, and then also not like have to suffer the consequences afterward. Because I mean, it comes with a cost.
You remember people were calling that one white lady fucking well, they weren't calling her it, but they like kind of made her like a what was it? Like an icon for people that thought like African Americans don't know what they're talking about when they say you need to put more spice on your food. Because she made this video in response to people saying there's no spice on your food. And she's like, well, actually what I do is like I chop up onions and I do all this and that. And the flavors of my food actually come from the natural things that I'm just putting in the dish. Because there was, I mean, it happened to be that a lot of the people that were commenting that your food needs spice were of a certain group that likes a lot of seasonings, but not a lot of ingredients. You know what I'm saying? So it turned out that people were saying like, oh, well, it wasn't people that were saying, but they were putting her picture over whenever somebody was like, maybe of a certain race and saying like, you need to use spice or something. People would just start replying with that image. And it kind of just became a whole thing.
Yeah. I saw like, did you see that trend a while ago where people were eating like pure cornstarch?
Yeah, the bricks. What were they called? What
Yeah,
were they called? Were they called
I don't
bricks?
remember.
Holy shit. They
They
were
look
called
like bricks.
something. They called them something. I forgot exactly. Hold on. I'm going to look this up right now. But yeah, no, it's just like straight up like munching a fucking piece of cornstarch. It sounds like styrofoam. It's so cringe.
It
I
looks
mean,
like it too.
let me see. Cornstarch brick or something. Uh, cornstarch bricks edible shows up on Google. Let's see. Cornstarch chunks. Beauty's chunks. I see beauty's like beauty apostrophe Z chunks with two U's and a Z at the end. Beauty's chunks.
What the
Let's see what
fuck?
website this is. Hopefully I don't get a. Oh, it's on Etsy. Dude, they're selling
Yeah.
this shit on Etsy. Fucking cornstarch chunks with a Z, and a lot of them are spelled with Z at the end. Argo chunks, like literally the fucking Argo brand chunks. 1 pound of chunks for $20.
See, the Z thing. I don't want to be too much of like a nerd about this, but in the word chunks, how like in English you always put an S to make something plural,
Mm-hmm.
but like every now and then it'll sound like a Z.
Yeah.
Like if you say degrees or something like that, the S at the end of chunks doesn't even make a Z sound.
Yeah.
So why?
When you said
So
degrees,
chunks?
I thought you were imitating a black guy saying the grease.
No.
Like, I don't know, the grease in a fryer or something. Degrees.
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 Degrees. Hey, speaking of which, you're well, actually, hold on. First of all, I see that somebody's calling them squeaks. And I feel like that's because of the sound you make when you chew on it. But no, I was going to mention that this one time in an IHOP late into the morning hours, I was sitting there getting my food. And this is a story you are familiar with for a certain reason. But the guy, well, no, the lady who was taking care of me, first of all, she took, I guess I was trying to pay her, but she rang it up as like being a card purchase. I'm thinking of this for a certain reason, and I hope you catch on to why while I'm saying it. But anyway, the thing is, she asks for a card, but I'm like, wait, I was going to pay in cash. And I'm like, well, she's like, what? Oh, yeah, I already rang this up as a card and I already like completed it. So I can't go back. And I'm like, what do you mean? She's like, well, I can't do a card. So I was I can't do cash. I tried giving her the cash. And the reason she couldn't do cash is because I only had like a 50 and she couldn't change that. So she started going around asking people for change. And like the other workers, they didn't have change for 50. So she's like, okay, well, this is unfortunate. So she calls in, like, I guess this is like the cook. And it's like this black guy from like, he's cooking up the pancakes, all that. She gets him to come over. He has like a pack of backwoods in his hands, smacking them between his hands, like back and forth, like, like a, I don't think that made a sound, but anyway, they're like, slap it in his hand. I hope that made a sound. Anyway, so he's like looking at it and she's like telling him the reason like it's not working. And he's like, I'm confused. I don't know. You might have been a little high. I'm not sure. But it just reminded me of that, like the cornstarch. Yeah, he definitely was. He had the backwoods. I mean, what else is he going to put in there? Who else?
Bro.
Who gets fucking, backwoods papers to put tobacco in there? And also the thing is, I remember fucking like this another story. This woman was at this liquor store that was run by Indian people, and she was telling them, what was it? She was saying like, because she was buying some liquor, obviously, and she was calling some guy that was like fucking like doing something. I don't know what he was doing. He was probably eating or getting food, or she was gonna get food for him, something. Anyway, probably like a boyfriend or brother, who knows, brother, if anything. But she was telling him, she's like,
Brother.
oh, yeah, she was like, oh, I want this sauce, this ranch, this whatever, let's get more package of this ranch and stuff. Let's get more of the ranch. And so like I guess they were getting wings, I don't know. But then she's like loud on the speakerphone and all that. I wonder why. And then she asks the cashier, and it's an Indian guy, so his first language is not English, but he speaks English, right? And so he can understand when people are fluently speaking English to him. And she said, y'all got blunts? He's like, huh, what? And she's like, y'all got blunts? And he's like, what? Like, blunts. And she's just like, the blunts, like the paper that you put stuff in that you smoke with? And he's like, no. she was just so like, like not interpretable to this guy. I found it hilarious that this was the case.
Those accents do go hard sometimes. Well, when I say hard, I don't mean like, oh damn, that goes hard. I mean more like, yeah, this is hard to understand. What the fuck?
Oh yeah. What about the thing on the dock?
The dock? Oh
yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So I'll tell this one since we and a few of our buddies, is that the correct way to say it? We and a few.
Yeah.
Our buddies and us. Whatever. We were with some buddies and we decided to go towards like this dock area. And so it's like a pier kind of thing. So you're like walking down a boardwalk until you get to the end, and you have people fishing and stuff, kind of just looking at the sunset, stuff like that. A nice area. But anyway, we're walking up towards like the end to like, I don't know, because we're just kind of walking and talking. And as we're passing, we see some individuals. Is this what the whole show's gonna be about? These
it turns out, I guess we were gonna talk about Christmas. Now it's this.
So as we're walking forward towards like the end of the pier or dock or whatever, these people of a certain kind are walking past us, like going the opposite direction, and they're talking, and well, I think they're talking, and as we're passing by, I don't think I can, if I'm being completely honest. It would not do it justice. But we're passing by, and we're walking slow, they're walking slow, so we have like at least like a good like maybe like 10-15 seconds of hearing what they're talking about, getting like the context of all that. I had no idea what he said. I could not understand a single word he made. Sometimes when people talk with like a thick accent, you're like, oh, he said oh, he said like biscuits or something. He said something that I could interpret. There was nothing, absolutely nothing at all. He could have been speaking Portuguese for all I know, but he definitely wasn't. He does not look like a Portuguese guy. And believe me, I know a Portuguese guy when I see him. Pause.
Yeah, I was confused too. I was like, they fish?
That's another thing. I didn't even know that. I was like, wait, what?
Yeah. Okay. Maybe we should do the Christmas thing, because I mean, as fun as that was, as fun as that was, I feel like we have to address what we were talking about. We have to finish what we started. So, I mean, my take, as I expressed earlier, was that it just kind of needs to be kept at that time of year. Like it has to start after Thanksgiving. Like it cannot start before Thanksgiving. You have to have that. The grace period doesn't even have to be long. It can be like at midnight. Then if you really want to listen to Christmas music, go ahead, or whatever. If you really want to start putting up your tree and lights, but even after the meal, like just finish the Thanksgiving food, have a good time, and then maybe because your family's around still, if they're not usually, you can put up the decorations with them.
See, if you make it a point of where finish the Thanksgiving food, how long do you have Thanksgiving leftovers? Because then you could make the argument that it shouldn't be until like 2, maybe 3 weeks after Thanksgiving, and then that's a bit much, even from my
you can eat the leftovers throughout the Christmas season. I don't see why not.
Because it's Thanksgiving food.
Yeah, but Thanksgiving's already over. These are leftovers. I mean, when you go to a restaurant and you eat the restaurant food there, yeah, you're eating it. But if you take it to go, you can just eat it at home. You don't have to go back to the restaurant to eat it.
I suppose.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. So you're saying that there should be a grace period, though?
Well, I mean, I was kind of just being devil's advocate there at that point. My actual take on this is basically, uh, I agree for the most part that after Thanksgiving, that's when it should start. Now, when exactly it should start is kind of up for debate because, like, Black Friday on its own, even though it's kind of detached, it's basically a Christmas like extension, really. So
You're doing
that on its
Christmas
own,
shopping. But you
yeah.
mean Thanksgiving extension
Wait,
or
what?
no? Do you mean it's an extension of Christmas or an extension of Thanksgiving, Black Friday?
Uh Kind of both at this point, because I mean, it's, like, right after Thanksgiving, and people that, like, care less about Thanksgiving, as soon as they finish eating, like, "Okay, I'm gonna go to the store now," or whatever, they're gonna, like, camp in front of a store or something like that. Well, maybe not
No,
anymore,
they
because
don't
now
do that
everything's kind of
anymore because
online.
now that's it. Now it's extended. Now it's like throughout the week before
Oh,
Thanksgiving
you mean
too.
Black Fridays? Okay, my bad. I thought you meant, like, the day itself, but yeah, you're right, it's, like, a week now. I only just now got an email from, some of the purchase companies that I like to purchase from, saying, "Hey, today's the last day to get our Black Friday deals," and it's like a whole week out. No, even more than a week after Black Friday.
Yeah, I mean they had Cyber Monday, and I
Yeah,
think there
Cyber
was this
Monday's
one
like
guy.
Cyber Week now.
I saw some guy saying he made it a whole week on his Instagram. He sells probably like some like gym attire and stuff and meme shirts and all that.
See, what I noticed is, well, I mean, again, this is like the stuff that I like buying, so like guitars and stuff like that. Uh, what they'll do is, depending on the company, like some of them will say, "Yeah, it goes up until midnight Sunday of the next week," or they'll say, "Oh, it ends on a Friday or a Sunday of the first week, but then we'll start the Cyber Monday sale, and that goes up until Sunday." So,
Mm-hmm. You know, thinking about it, the Asians, I know the Japanese have fucking KFC on Christmas, but the Chinese, they're not even celebrating Christmas, are they? I mean, they open their fucking food stores on Christmas. Like they open the Chinese food places.
I wouldn't mind eating Chinese for Christmas. I was watching a movie a while back, and it was some like rom-com type thing. I did not go because I wanted to see it. I went because I was guaranteed snacks at the movie theater, and that's
Right.
basically the only thing I ask for whenever somebody says, "Let's go to the movie." Anyway, in the movie, it's like it was like with my Mila Kunis, I think, and it was like some Christmas movie, and her thing was like, "Oh, well, what about the tradition of us eating Chinese on Christmas?" And I was like, "Damn, that kind of sounds good." I'm kind of tired of ham and like roast beef and all that. Let me
So
get
you
some
do have
dumplings.
ham.
Yeah, I don't really care for ham. I think it's like one of the weakest forms of pork, to be honest.
Mm. What, flavorless?
Yeah, it's just boring, and it's super fucking salty a lot of the time too. Like, damn. Like, uh, I had ham for Thanksgiving, ham and turkey, and I had like maybe 2 slices, and as soon as I took a bite, I was just like, I'm not gonna not eat this because it's not horrible, it's not repugnant, but it's like it's just like a disappointing flavor. It's like, damn, I have 2 slices on my plate, now I gotta eat it type thing.
But back it up. You said you have roast beef on Christmas?
No, I just remember that from The Grinch, and they call it roast beast, but I assume it's supposed to be roast beef.
Never heard of that.
You never heard of roast beef on Christmas?
No,
I thought that was a standard.
I've never heard of that in my life.
What do you
Are you
eat?
talking about like the lunch meat or what? Or
No, I mean
literal
like
roast beef?
a roast beef in the oven. You take it out.
Okay. I don't know. What do I eat? Fucking, I don't even know. Eggnog?
That's your Christmas dinner.
Why not?
Uh, you know,
Yeah. Eggnog with rum.
I was gonna ask if it was spiked or clean. Or
Well, look, okay. Alcohol's not that healthy for you. So, but eggnog, homemade, is incredible.
homemade. You have to do homemade. I just read the like back ingredients of eggnog, some store bought eggnog recently, and you it's really amazing. If you look up a recipe for like anything, pretty much, usually if it's something not too complicated, you'll get a recipe and it's like maybe at most like 10 or like 11, between 10 and 15 ingredients and
Yeah.
all stuff that you know what it is. But if you look at the back of like something that you get like pre-made, it's like a whole like shopping list of like a bunch of stuff that you didn't even know existed.
Yeah. It's all these
It's like,
preservatives.
bruh, it's awful. And then like it doesn't even taste that great to begin with. So it's like you put all these preservatives and flavor enhancers in there, and it doesn't even do the job right. I make it at home, and it's like, damn, this is like 20 times better than what I could have got at the store. I mean, it's more time consuming, sure, but I mean that's kind of the fun at that point.
Yeah, I don't know. I was making orange juice today, but fucking the oranges I was squeezing, like they don't have juice. They don't yield shit. I had like a tiny glass.
Yeah, that's why I just eat the oranges. I don't bother with juicing them.
I want some juice. No? Nice, clean, goes down the throat nicely.
So does an orange peel. Or not a peel.
Peel.
The orange, what do you even call that?
Flesh.
Meat? Yeah.
The flesh.
Orange flesh.
I didn't know you were a munch.
Yo.
I was this is funny. I was talking to one of my friends. It's a common friend, and you know him, but I was telling him like something about like, it's not good to eat box, right? Eat box, that we'll call it. And because I was talking about RFK Jr., the voice he has. He's like, I'm gonna save the country. We need to get rid of these nuclear, government weapons. Yeah, something like that. And so basically what I was saying is that, like, because he sounds like that, it's because he ate out his wife, apparently, and that's what it did it. So that's what I've heard. He said something about having metal rods in his throat or something. I don't remember. He's like, it's gotten better. He's like, it's gotten better than it was before. Before it was unbearable. I couldn't even hear myself talk. And so basically, at this point? Moral of the story, I was saying it's not good to eat box because then you'll turn out like that guy. And then our friend was like, no, but I have to. And I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, I have to. I was like, whoa.
Somebody's got a gun to his head?
I don't know if it was like the urge was so great that he could not resist, that he'd sacrifice his throat and like give himself cancer because of how much he wanted to do it, or if he would not have the favor returned unless he did that.
He's like ontologically bound to doing it.
Well,
I can't. I'm metaphysically unable to not do it.
That's what it sounded like. But the question is it because he needs to, he feels the need to, or because he wants something in return because he does that? Like he does it for something in return.
So is it like, is that normal, by the way? I always assumed that usually the other person in the relationship instigates it, and then after a while you kind of have to get, she like pressures you into like, okay, well, I've did this and that for you, you got to do this for me. Or is he like, are they going into it like, yeah, I'll do this if you do that? Like it's like an exchange type thing. Like I'm going to the bank, oh, if you sign this, I'll give you your money, like that kind of shit.
It's probably like the first one becoming the second one almost. Like, like it starts out as the first one and then it transitions over time into becoming like a mutual exchange. That's
weak. That's not good.
Yeah, I know.
I was going to say, by the way, speaking of RFK Jr., I had heard for a while, because, he's like a big, he's like, he was in the, is he still in it, the race?
I think he is.
Yeah, I think what I heard last is he left the Democrats and became like independent or something like that. Or
right.
Yeah, he was Democrat, right?
Yeah, he was.
Okay. Well, anyway, like everybody was talking about him, and everybody was talking about like his voice, and I was like, there's no way his voice is that bad. And then I saw like a video that a buddy of ours, a mutual friend of ours, sent, where he was talking about.
I think I got it pretty spot on, though.
It was pretty spot on. He was talking about like Ukraine, and I was like, holy shit, this is really interesting that he's talking about, but my God, I could not listen to this for longer than like 10 minutes. And it's funny because I was watching like a podcast or whatever, and they were talking about like, politics and stuff like that. And they're like, yeah, RFK, he might have like good policies, but his voice is going to kill him, any chance of him getting into power. And I was like, at first I didn't get it, but now I kind of see what he means. That voice is awful.
So remember, if you ever want to get into a position of power, don't eat vagina.
What? Why would anybody do that? I always thought like, okay, well, before I came to the conclusion of, yeah, this is not a thing I'm doing, I always came to the conclusion of like, oh, well, it's only fair or whatever. But now I'm thinking, No, I don't want to do that. That's fucking gross.
Well,
And like,
you know, maybe,
I
maybe if she, I don't. It's not even if she washes it out. She has to do something
hope
to
so.
undo the years of torment that thing has been through.
By you, I'd assume.
Huh?
By you.
What do you mean by me?
The years of torment that you
Oh,
did.
by me? Yeah, of course. Who else?
That almost makes it worse. Because then,
Yeah,
uh,
exactly. That's what I'm saying. You got lost souls in there. Got your tongue playing Dark Souls.
yo, they should make like a spin-off game called Lost Souls. That'd be a short game though.
Yeah.
I like how we were talking about Christmas dinner and then immediately turned into eating other things.
You just go in there and like you just hear mama.
Yeah.
You got to fight it off.
Roll around, start slashing at it.
It's like got a grip on your tongue. It's like wrestling you.
Yeah.
Look, she's done Kegels, okay?
She's done what?
She's done Kegels. You've not heard of Kegels?
I have no idea what that
Kegel
is.
exercises are like pelvic floor exercises that both men and women can do. For women, the benefit is to be tighter, but for men, the benefit is to last longer when they are engaging in penetrative sex. So you basically just clench as if you have to hold your pee in, and it makes the muscle down there stronger. And people can do sets of those. They say do like some like 3 sets of like 10 seconds or 30 seconds, something like that a day.
Wait, do you have to have like the urge to finish to do it?
What do you mean? No, it's you can do it any time of day, I guess. I don't think there's I don't think you have to, be on,
It sounds like edging almost.
No, you're not touching anything,
So you're just clenching.
Yeah. You're thinking of jelking. It's funny though, because like there was this guy that was telling us that he did that, like jelked in the past. He would take like the fucking 2 fingers, like index and ring, or not index and ring, index and thumb, and like slide from the bottom to the top with consistent pressure. He said he used to do like 100 sets a day in the shower. And then some other guy came in after he was saying that and said, yo, that's exactly how I used to jerk off. Like point blank, like literally that's exactly my method in the past.
100 sets.
Yeah. He said he gained girth. What did he say? Was it like a ½ inch of girth or something, or a full inch of girth?
Something like that.
It was something crazy like that. I told my roommate about it, and he was like, there's no way that guy gained an inch of girth, because if he gained an inch of girth, his penis would just be like a fucking like gourd or something. He'd have like a fucking what are they called? Chodes,
Yeah. We did have that myth busted though.
Pause.
We had the myth busted.
It was busted.
Yeah, the other guy was like, oh yeah, he was probably lying about that.
But that's probably, it's not 100% certain.
That is a fair detail.
And I'm pretty sure, like, people have talked about doing this thing, so I don't know, it's not like it's fake. What's his name? More Place, More Dates?
No.
So he's this YouTuber, Derek. He does videos about like these kinds of things. Like it's like, building like, body mass and stuff. But he also talks about things like jelking and like penis extension. And he has like he's showing the devices you can use to actually give yourself length. He's like, I used to do this and I used to put them on and this is what I got out of it. Like he'd give you like detailed explanations of how these things work and which ones you should and shouldn't use for like safety. It's crazy. He talks about like the weights you can put on them and everything.
For extension or for regrowing the foreskin?
Oh no, not that. I don't know if
that's what I thought jelking was for.
No, it's for length and girth. Well, I think it's mostly for girth, but I think part of it
wasn't the same guy also telling us that he did something for regrowing his foreskin or something like that.
No, I think he said this was the method you could use or something like. I don't know. I saw some guy tell his story on like fucking Twitter, and he was talking about this is how he did it or something like that. And he was talking about the weights he used, and then he had to like go into surgery to tighten it because once you like once you weigh down the skin, it starts like it doesn't wrap around perfectly. You know, you have to actually like get it tightened, like sewed shut. And then
He's
he was
got
like
like
talking about
you know, like those frilled lizards.
yeah,
They got, like skin flaps come off.
yeah. It probably looked like that. It probably did, or it looked like a turtleneck. You know, that went too high.
Oh, oh, oh no.
Yeah, like a
Oh,
loose turtleneck stretched out.
I'm not a fan of turtlenecks.
You know, I don't know. I didn't until I tried one that was actually pretty good. It was like from like Polo. It's nice.
I think turtlenecks and I think women.
Uh,
It
yeah,
does
I
not
mean, I
seem like
guess
a very
it
masculine form of
it
clothing.
works as an undershirt to something like a jacket, but I would not wear
Yeah,
one like by itself.
yeah, because then you just I can't. It just looks a little gay.
But you know that picture of like The Rock where he's wearing like the turtleneck and he has like the chain on?
I don't think I do.
There's one old photo of him where he has like that. I don't remember where it's from, but like basically, yeah, that's what he's wearing. It doesn't look too bad. Like it's not like a womanly thing if you do it right. But honestly, you have to look like The Rock first of all. Like
Yeah, you gotta have the body
I wouldn't
mass.
say The Rock is like the personality wise, the most like masculine guy ever. I'm just saying like physique, yes.
Oh, Jesus, shit in my throat. Oh, there we go.
Pause.
Yeah. Oh shit. Pause. Um. So this is like an older photo. I found it.
Yeah.
It's when he still had hair. Yo, there's one of like Kevin Hart. What the fuck? Kevin Hart
Okay,
trolls The Rock with fanny pack. Oh, yo, he's got a fanny pack too.
that's
Damn.
strange.
Yeah. You know, fanny. You know what the word fanny means, right?
In Ireland,
No, I thought it was in England.
is it England? I don't know.
It's probably both, to be honest. So, as a man wearing a fanny pack, it's in the name.
Mm-hmm. Well, what's
He's
with the
usually
guys that
talking.
wear the fanny packs where they like do it across their like torso? You know, they have it like diagonal. It's
Oh,
mostly like
like
Asian men.
I have not seen this.
But if
You
Asian guys
are
are doing it,
way
it's kind of
deeper on the internet than I am.
if it's Asian guys, it's kind of soy.
I mean, by definition, it would have to be now.
Yeah,
They eat a lot of soy.
it's true. That's all I'm saying.
Nothing else. Just that the fact that they eat a lot of soy, it is technically soy.
Soy boys, yes. But yeah, I don't know. Like you haven't seen this whole hype beast thing where that's like an actual kind of trend to do that. You
Like
need to look up
where?
the hype beast style because like dudes like will just fucking put on anything and say like, yeah, this is so hard, man.
On like what? Like Twitter or YouTube,
Just I mean,
Instagram?
just walking around in fucking New York City,
I haven't been to New York City in like 4 years.
Well, I'm just saying, if you look up like fucking reels and shorts and shit, there's always people being recorded wearing that shit. I mean, you could even go to a major city in your like wherever you live. I mean, you'll probably find some like depending on where you are, if it's that big of a city.
Maybe. Yeah, I've not seen this.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
I
don't
looked up
know. I
hype
mean,
beast and I got a bunch of different stuff.
hold
This is
on,
definitely not what you're talking about.
look up like hype beast fanny pack or something. And I don't know. I'm gonna look up hype beast Asian fanny pack.
Yo.
Should we get it on screen?
Might as well, sure.
Yeah,
Let the
hold on.
people see.
Yeah, exactly. Hype beast Asian
Oh,
fanny
by
pack.
the brand hype beast.
Well, it
Is that
doesn't
what you mean?
necessarily have to be the brand. It's just they are, they're also called hype beast, Hold on.
They're selling fanny packs though.
Hold on. Asian man fanny pack.
Yo, what the fuck is this?
My search results are not great. Hold on. But let me see what you're doing. Let me see what you're viewing.
Yo, hold on. I just went to like the website and or wait, is this the right link? Shit. Okay, yeah, this is it. Are you still looking for your thing?
All right, you could just put it up. Yeah, I was trying to find it.
Yeah, I'm on my phone looking this up. So I'll just gonna send it to you so you can put it up.
Hold on. Yeah. Okay. Here. We'll put that on the back burner. You send me
All
a good
right.
one, we'll put it on the back burner. But Christmas, you know, I don't
Yeah.
know. What about it? You know, why is it that Hanukkah starts before and lasts for so long?
16 days, right? No, a week, right?
Isn't it 8 days?
They can't even count a week, right? Boy, they.
The first day is this Friday.
Is it?
Yes.
Is this going to be a Hanukkah war now?
But you know, the bigger insult, well, I don't know. I wouldn't say it's the bigger insult, but you know, the day after Christmas, Kwanzaa. And this
Isn't
goes back to
Kwanzaa
the
like a
topic we
fake
were talking about
holiday?
earlier. What'd you say?
Isn't Kwanzaa like a fake holiday?
Well, look, it's Black Christmas, okay?
That movie kind of sucks.
Shit.
Well, at least the remake. I haven't seen the original one.
I'm dreaming of a black Christmas.
You would never hear him say that. Who even sings that? That's Sinatra?
What?
Is that Sinatra?
No, isn't that hold on. Is it?
Bing Crosby, it seems.
I don't know who the fuck that is.
He's like in that like 50s, 40s crooner type, basically like Sinatra.
Okay. That makes more sense.
Yeah.
So what do you know about Kwanzaa? You don't know anything?
I looked it up a while ago, like a few years back, because I was like really confused of what it was, and it seems I could be wrong. I don't remember exactly, but from what I remember, it was a holiday created in America to be like I think it was in like the 60s too. So it was like during the whole like civil rights thing where Black Americans created a holiday to be like their holiday essentially.
Okay, so you don't know much about the actual celebrations that take place. I say what we do is approximate, figure out what actually happens without looking it up. Like we try to induce, you know,
Oh,
the Kwanzaa
I was
spirit
about to
within
look it up.
ourselves. No, don't look it up. What we need to do here
Okay.
and now is figure out what we would do if we were Black and celebrating Kwanzaa.
I mean, I remember it has something to do with like harvesting stuff, so I guess I'd get a pumpkin maybe.
Harvesting food to turn into soul food.
Harvesting chickens?
Harvesting greens, collard greens.
Have you ever had collard greens?
No, I haven't. Have you?
I think I have. They fucking suck. Really bad.
Have you seen that Key and Peele sketch where it's like they're ordering soul food and then like they start out with like the normal like average stuff that you'd find there, but then like they just start getting weirder and weirder. They're like just fucking like, you know, I don't even know what they're talking about. They're just saying like whatever you find on the floor, just scrape it up and put it on the plate. And then like one of the guys just ends it with saying like a human foot. You know? Just put it on the plate. Yeah. So I mean, is that the joke? Like soul food is just supposed to be shitty? Like, you know, they just pick the worst stuff on purpose?
I mean, the main thing that kept me away from it was the fact that they use like a ton of like all the parts of the animal that nobody else uses. But I mean, now hearing that, I'm like, well, I mean, that's probably not that bad now. Now that I know that like
but
organs are actually pretty good for you.
What's
But
with
they
all
also
the
probably
other
covered
shit?
in a ton of spices too.
Yeah.
And then they use the weirdest vegetables too. Like
Right.
who else uses collard greens?
Nobody. But why?
Exactly.
Why are they? Where do they get access to it? So that's their only like. Well, I'm not saying they should be eating vegetables, but like, where the fuck are they getting the collard greens? Like on purpose, you know?
On purpose.
Yeah. Like
somebody walks into like a soul food place and they're like, "Wait, you guys are eating this on purpose?"
Like, is it on purpose or is it just like that happens to for some reason be what they have access to? Like, you know, I've heard of food deserts. Is it that everybody like buys everything else before before they can access it and that's all they have left?
I think once you either claim in your own household, I'm making soul food, or you open a soul food restaurant, there's just like a bucket or like a case of collard greens that just spawns there.
Okay.
You're like, well,
Makes
shit, I
sense.
guess I'm serving collard greens.
I went to a soul food place one time. It was like I was staying at a hotel and it was like early morning that I woke up. I forgot what woke me up, but it was like really early. Didn't have that much sleep, but I decided, you know what, let me go look for a place around here. And I found that for breakfast, like one of the places that was already open was like this soul food place. I go there And, first of all, I feel weird because I'm like crossing these roads that, like, it's a little bit, it's not that far from the hotel, but it already feels like I got into some sort of ghetto area, but that's how you know it's authentic, right? But,
That's true.
when I was parking the car, it was like a really fucking sketchy, like, parking spot, like right behind the building. Like, if anything, it was more like on the side, but it was just kind of weird because it looked like there was just like a fence next to it. It looked like there was probably some other, like, I don't know if it was a business or a home or what, but it was just kind of weird, the space that they had going on. But regardless, I went inside. I ordered a T-bone steak, I think, with eggs and hash browns. And the T-bone steak wasn't bad. I think I might have gotten a little overcooked. But, the thing with the hash browns, I don't know what it was. They just tasted so weird. They didn't taste like potatoes. They almost, I don't even know how to describe the flavor. I think back then it might have tasted like a bread or something. Like, it was weird.
They might. I don't remember which recipes exactly, but they might have had like flour to it.
It was just so, like, I didn't like it, man. I was put off. I don't know how somebody eats that for breakfast and goes like, damn, that's good. That's good. That's good. Hash browns right there.
I mean, I don't even really care for hash browns to begin with, unless you count like the McDonald's ones. I like those as a kid, but now it's like, eh.
Well, you can make a better version yourself.
Exactly, and I do. As a
Okay.
matter of fact, I do.
Yeah, I don't know. Their steak more was like a dog toy, if anything, though. I don't know. It probably
It turned into like a rubber boot.
Yeah. I don't know, man. It just, the thing with it was that there was like no sear on it. I think that was the problem. It was kind of like just like
Oh,
yeah, it was just kind of like brown, light brown on the outside. Like, I don't know. It might have been because I got it like less cooked than it's, than they're probably used to cooking it. I don't know. How do you think a soul food place would usually cook a steak? Well done?
yeah.
Yeah, probably. Because if I were to put like a fucking rare steak on Instagram that's cut open, I'd probably get a lot of comments from the seasoned people saying, man, that shit raw. That shit raw.
Bruh, like I was even talking to like some people that I know, and they're like, "Oh, bro, we don't order like medium rare stuff like that." And I was like, "What?" But it's better in like every way, shape, and form. And they're like, "Nah." But this reminds me actually of the one time I'm new to cooking, so bear with me. I tried making a New York strip once, and I didn't have the heat high enough, so it didn't sear. So by the time it was actually finished and like sort of at the temperature that I wanted, there was no sear, and it was almost like it was like moist or whatever.
Yeah.
And eating it was just it was still like pink in the middle, but it still was like rubbery as fuck. It was just the most uncomfortable steak I could have eaten. And it was a big steak too. So I had to sit there and eat it. And I was like, I mean, yeah, it's beef still, but God, this is a chore to get through.
Yeah, when I fuck up a steak, I don't usually feel like sending it back or not. I mean, like, taking it back to the kitchen and like fucking putting it on the grill again. Or I mean, I use a cast iron. I don't feel like searing it again, but it might be worth it in some cases. I don't know. I figured that what I was doing, because I was cooking steaks for a while and they would turn out like a little too crispy on the outside. I was just putting the heat high up. And so like once I just lowered it a little bit, you don't want to put the heat low, but you want to have it really high, but not too high. So then once I started doing that, I was getting really fucking good cooks on my steak. Like, it's a really great sear, nice steak throughout.
Like restaurant quality.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. And then but one thing I tried following at first that was like bullshit was this one guy saying like, oh, you know what you need to do for a restaurant sear? Like you need to put the steak on, flip it, and then let it rest, and then do that again and again, like for like a triple reverse sear. And I tried it, and it like just overcooked the steak. I didn't even like it.
Yeah, I don't know why you would need to sear it more than once.
Well, he like seared it for less time than it's supposed to cook, takes it off, puts it back on, and does it again.
I mean, depending on how you're having it cooked, you're already searing it for very little time to begin with.
Like he was just letting it rest in between parts of the sear, I guess. I don't know. It was some weird stuff.
Even if you're just searing it, it's still cooking if you move it off the flame. So
yeah, I don't know. It turned out overcooked. I was like, what the fuck is this guy on? I don't know. And that's part of the problem. People just like their steak just not fucking, like, they like it above medium, which is disgusting. And like, people who are that kind of way, like I've had people literally tell me that, like, man, that shit's still mooing. It's like, I'm surprised it's not walking.
Yeah, up until recently, like what was it, like the past like 5 years or so, I was of the impression, I don't even know why, but basically just like, no, you got to have it cooked all the way through, otherwise dude, you're gonna die. You're gonna get like food poisoning or whatever.
Yeah.
And then like one day, because I go to like Japanese steakhouses, right? And I'd order well done. Even like the guy that was cooking it, the like a foreign, like probably not Japanese, but more likely Korean guy who was like, yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, you still like or he would make like a joke like, oh, you're killing me here or whatever. And I was like, yeah, whatever. So I'd eat it and it was good because I mean they doused it with soy sauce and all that, so it's gonna taste good no matter what they do. But then like one day I was like, you know what? All my newer friends were like, yeah, well done is kind of ass. So I was like, all right, let me bring it down, and I like slowly got down to like medium rare, and now eating medium rare, I'm like, why did everybody lie to me about this before? This is amazing.
Yeah, I'm between
And
rare
now
and
like a
medium
well
rare.
done steak, I get like visibly upset if like I order like a steak, and this actually happened to me before. I went to like Cheesecake Factory and I was with a few buddies, and I ordered doesn't really matter what it was. It was like a steak dish, and I ordered it medium rare, and I got it back. There was no blood, no dripping, nothing. It was well done as fuck, and I didn't really care about like waiting any longer because I was already hungry, so I just ate it. But damn, that killed my day. I was so upset, and I paid like $30 for that dish too.
Look, I have to correct you. It's not blood. It's called myoglobin. It's a protein that comes out of the meat
Yeah, I
that
was gonna
mixes with the
say
water.
I remember watching something or reading something, probably on like Instagram, where that's not actually blood. So yeah,
Yeah.
but it's good regardless.
Yeah. So, Christmas. What's
Yeah,
up
this
with
actually
what's
ties back
what's the
into it.
deal? What's the deal with Christmas? You said it ties
Um,
back?
yeah, because roast beef.
Oh,
Except
yeah, yeah.
that's not medium rare.
Have you tried steak tartare?
No, but I was thinking about that when I was eating lunch earlier. Because I had like a ground beef patty and I slightly undercooked it. And I remember one time a few years back when I was eating patties like that. I was actually still eating them as like full burgers with sandwiches and stuff like that. But I slightly or not slightly, I very I basically cooked it like medium rare. And I don't know if it was that beef or if it was something else that I ate earlier in the day, but it just annihilated my stomach. So now every time I cook a beef patty that's ground beef, I get real like nervous about it if I don't cook it all the way through. And I just had a patty like 2 hours, 3 hours ago, where it was like in the middle is very clearly like not cold, obviously, but it was like medium rare in the center, kind of, or maybe like medium. But like just seeing the red like it spooks me a bit, and I was like, oh shit, is this gonna mess up my stomach? But I'm fine now, so I don't know.
Well,
I
I've
haven't
done
had
that
beef
with
tartare though.
my beef patties too. Like I really undercooked them one time, and I mean, it was like a couple weeks back. I ate them anyway. It was kind of hard to get down because of how undercooked they were, honestly. But I didn't have any stomach pain. I thought I was gonna be fucked, but I was all right. But I did
Yeah,
try steak tartare about like 4 years ago in Spain, and
is that a
I could
Spanish dish?
I don't know. They just had it, and dude, I couldn't finish it. Like I was eating it. My taste has probably changed by now, so I could probably get it down. But I just didn't like it back then. I was like, oh, I'm gonna like it. I'm gonna like it, and then I just tried it. I'm like, I cannot finish this thing.
How
The
much
thing is though,
meat was there?
uh, I would say somewhere from half a pound to a pound.
So like more than a regular patty.
It was somewhere, yeah, it was more than a regular patty. It was probably somewhere half a pound to a pound because I usually eat a pound of ground beef for lunch if I'm eating ground beef. Like I eat the whole thing, turn it into like 4 patties.
Damn.
Yeah, I just eat that like with some cheese and maybe plantain. Yeah. But what I was gonna say is right before I had that steak tartare, what I actually did was it was like before that Spain trip, right before I was at fucking Chili's, and I had this burger. I don't know if it was the burger or what, but the thing is, it gave like something I ate at that Chili's that day gave me food poisoning, and I mean like I think the burger was like medium. Um, but again, I don't think it
Yeah.
was the beef because like I ate the steak tartare and it was fine. So it clearly wasn't just the fact that I ate beef that wasn't cooked. I don't think that was the case, but it was something, some sort of contaminant, or maybe their kitchen standards are just horrible. But anyway, the next morning I was just fucking hacking up almost nothing. Like my body just kept trying to throw up and there was like nothing there, man. It was like my reflex just kept
Bruh.
going off for like a while and it was painful. It was so fucking painful. It was probably one of the worst bathroom experiences I've had. And like, it's so memorable that I was just like, fuck it, I'm never going to Chili's again. It's been over 4 years. I have not stepped back into a Chili's since then.
Do you remember what kind of burger you got?
It, I don't know. It was probably some sort of regular cheeseburger.
Because this was actually like, I want to say like 2 years ago. I ordered like Chili's from like to go because I was coming back from work and I was exhausted, so I didn't feel like cooking anything. And I got their it was some like double patty beef bacon burger or whatever. And it was basically just like two large patties, like real big patties, and like bacon and like some barbecue sauce on it. And I ate it, and it was just a task to get through. And like later on in the night and like into like the morning the next day, uh it became like really harsh on my stomach. And like after that, I was like, okay, yeah, that's the last time I eat that much beef in one sitting. And it almost like made me go full other, well, not like vegan or anything like that, but like anti beef because like shit, that was just absolutely horrible to go through. But like thinking back about it now, uh it couldn't possibly be the beef. It was probably something in like the seasoning or something that they added. Because like I eat beef like sometimes like 4 times a day and in like the same form and nothing happens.
I
So
just wouldn't be surprised if those motherfuckers let that thing sit out and I got E. coli or something.
yeah, E. coli, that's another thing I'm always kind of worried about with like undercooked beef. Uh you don't necessarily die from that, do you? It's like a sickness, and if you're
Yeah.
you can die, but like it's not common now.
Right.
Yeah, that's fine. I'll take the consequences. But yeah, going back to Christmas again. Uh yeah, I don't what do
I'm
you actually eat
dreaming
for dinner?
of a wide on Christmas.
Yeah,
See, like
because you
the
said
thing is,
eggnog, but obviously that's
no. Well, the thing is, it's not really like I have like this like Christmas dinner comparable to a Thanksgiving feast. It's kind of just like
really
presents are open in the morning. I used to have like cinnamon rolls in the morning if it was like I'm eating something. We'd watch like a movie, like some sort of movie would go on the TV, and like I think lunch and dinner would just kind of be normal almost.
see, lunch was normal for me, and so was breakfast. But dinner was usually, yeah, like on par with Thanksgiving. Not as much leftovers, obviously, but like same kind of thing. The whole family gathers around. It's like a large meat dish, and then like a bunch of different toppings, or not sides and toppings and stuff like that. But yeah, it didn't always stay the same. It was sometimes it was ham, sometimes it was roast beef, sometimes it was another turkey. By the way, I fucking okay. It's not a bad meat. It's just super mid turkey. There's
I
like
like
so many
turkey
other things I could
bacon.
be eating. Yeah,
Turkey
I
bacon's
know.
good.
No,
Tastes good, man.
no. If you're gonna eat bacon, it
Yeah.
should be one, the real deal, or two, beef bacon.
I have not seen beef bacon at the store.
I haven't either. I saw it online and I was like hesitant. Do I want to buy frozen meat online and have it shipped to me? That seems a bit risky, but I don't
Not
know where else I could
necessarily if the
find it.
company's good.
Well, I don't know where they're shipping it from either.
How do they ship frozen shit? Like they put it in like a styrofoam container or something with like dry ice or something. How does that work?
I'm not sure. I've never ordered like groceries from like anywhere. Not even
Here.
like like the thing where like stores like Walmart and like places like that, they'll be like, "Oh, we'll shop for you," and then you come and get it like during COVID.
Yeah.
Yeah, I never even did that
Oh,
because
I've
I was
done
like,
that many times. It's easy. You just pull in and then they just put the shit in your trunk. Dude, I'd better than walking through a fucking Walmart.
yeah, I really hate Walmart.
Yeah,
I
let's
haven't been
see.
in Walmart for many
Yeah, so
moons
yeah,
actually.
I got it pretty right. Insulated shipping boxes are made from foam, and then they get packs of dry ice or gel packs. Yeah, so it's like either gel packs or dry ice in a fucking foam container. That was pretty much what it was. I don't know how does it stay cold for so long?
Dry ice, I assume.
Yeah, but how like that long?
I mean, it depends on how long it takes to ship. You can get stuff pretty early
I mean,
now.
shit takes days. You're telling me
Well,
if I
I mean,
order
I
ice cream,
imagine because like if you think about it, like people like the meat market in like America, from like the like 30s, 40s, 50s, they would be shipping like meat from like Texas all the way to like Florida to New York to California and stuff like that. And I mean, at the time, you weren't getting there in like 2 hours or anything like that. That's like a few days drive. So they've got like
mm,
these refrigerator trucks, and that was all the way back then. So they probably have like optimized it now where, you know, uh, relatively more private companies can do that without like the same amount of capital needed to do it properly.
Mm-hmm.
So,
all right, hold on. I am going to present the fanny pack. Hold on. Let's see if I can get this up. Now, do I have to let you add it to the screen? Probably.
Yeah. Hold on. There we go.
Okay. So what I'm looking at is the thing on the right. Like, this kind of hold on. Okay, yeah, we're good. So yeah, like this look, or like, this guy looks like an F word. I was about to say it. Hold on.
Did you mean Asian Hypebeast fanny pack?
I mean, that's kind of close.
Oh, okay, I see what you mean. They're wearing it like the I don't even know what you call it. The thing that Indiana Jones has around his like person.
A satchel? Yo, here's a black guy.
I guess so.
He kind of pulled it off. He looks dope. He looks fly like a G6. Here. Yeah. See, that's exactly what I'm talking about right there.
Yeah, I've never seen
Yo, this guy just got a fucking purse on.
He's like, shit, I can't afford a fanny pack. Let me buy a full ass purse.
Yeah. Yeah. What's that thing that Jerry said? He's like, my handbag, my satchel, like something like that. Like my men's satchel. Yeah. He's taking my men's satchel. And the cop's like, what? My purse. He's stealing my purse.
I gotta get back on that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I understand the need or the idea of, wanting something to put all your stuff in. I don't think it's possible to make it work though, like at all. Just use your pockets.
Yeah. What about your phone though? That radiation going on your testicles is just, I need something else.
Yeah, but my thing is, where else would you put it? There's really no place else where you wouldn't be getting radiation.
Yeah, you need some sort of like some sort of case that can actually block the radiation that you can put on like the side of your hip or something.
Like a Ridge wallet?
Does that actually do that?
It's I was watching like a video where someone was getting advertised by them or advertising for them, and they said something where it has like something in like the metal where it blocks people from being able to scan your card or something like that.
No, I don't think that's the same thing. You need like a Faraday cage, and I'm trying to see if I can find one because it blocks that. Says it's an enclosure of conductive mesh used to block electric fields. And so that will probably protect your balls. Same thing? I don't think so. The other things like what is it? Like hold on. It's a RFID case, blocking card case. I don't think that does the same thing. Let's see. How does RFID blocking technology work? Incorporated creates a protective barrier blocking signals emitted by the cards and IDs. So, I mean, versus, the radiation. I don't know. I don't know if it's the same thing. I wouldn't trust it. Anyway.
Fair enough.
Maybe you should just put a pouch over your balls. Protect it from all outside influences and radiations. I think that, like, if you just get underwear, if anything, just get a cage.
I do have underwear.
Get a cage. No, not just a regular underwear. Get like a fucking what is it called? Like the chastity thing. But it's instead it's like made of that electromagnetic blocking field shit.
Yeah. I don't know if I want to do that.
Well, you got to protect your nuts.
So from our commonly known source on these kinds of issues, he's claimed that all it did was reduce your sperm count. And as long as it doesn't give me cancer, I'm kind of fine.
He also puts ice packs on his balls to raise his testosterone.
No, okay. I'm talking about a different common person.
Oh, I don't know who
Yeah,
you're talking about then. See, this is gonna get too confusing where you're like, I know a common guy. You know,
yeah, that's
you got to
true.
give a
We
little
gotta.
description. You got to give a little like, give me something.
I mean, we could probably just drop the name. This is like a
No.
public guy, Saladino.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah. Okay, so that's just okay. I understand now. I thought you
he
meant
didn't
like our
mention
guy.
cancer, which I guess doesn't mean it doesn't cause cancer, but at the same
Well,
time, you would think he would mention it.
what I saw was there was some guy in his comment section on that video where he was saying, I used to wear a phone on my hip, like in a case, but it wasn't like any sort of protective case. He said he got melanoma in that very spot. He's like, I don't think it's a coincidence. And Saladino is like, agreed. I don't think it's a coincidence.
Shit, what am I gonna have to like leave my phone in my car now? What the fuck?
Yeah, exactly. See, exactly, dude. I mean, like fucking, these things potentially, but he's going to like an extreme with it because I mean, I don't think it's like necessarily a bad thing because he's probably onto something with it. I'm just saying like it's a lot even for me to do right now because of, I don't necessarily have the ability to just do all that, but he fucking hardwires his house. So he doesn't even have like Wi-Fi running through it. It's literally like everything's hooked up to an Ethernet cable.
I mean, Ethernet is better connection anyway, from
I
what I've
know, but
heard.
that's how he's like his whole house is run that way. Like he has nothing that's like Wi-Fi activated or something like that. He like turns off his internet when he goes to sleep.
So wait, even though he's got it all connected through an Ethernet cable, he still turns off the Wi-Fi or internet, I guess?
Yeah, that's what he said he did too.
Wouldn't the Ethernet cable get rid of that?
I don't know. He was just saying that he runs everything like he hardwires his house, like, and he's like, I have Ethernets running everywhere, and I turn it off when I go to bed. I think that's what I believe that's what he said based on what I heard him like talking about.
Bruh, I just got Bluetooth headphones. The fuck?
The Bluetooth device is not activated.
Oh, you have like an Asian voice for that?
Have you not seen those?
No. I got
Man,
like an Irish woman voice. I think the way it works,
like
at least on
yours is
my phone.
Irish.
Yeah, because I changed my my phone voice to like
Yeah.
an Irish woman, and at first it was like first it was Italian, but then I couldn't understand what she was saying because it's been years since I studied Italian, and then I was like, well, no, I still need some kind of accent to get some like joy from it. So then I changed it to Irish, and I was like, yeah, this works.
Yeah.
An Irish woman, of course, because I'm not going to listen to an Irish man. That's gay.
Yeah. But the thing with the wired headphones is then if you're putting your the wires in your headphones, then you have to keep the phone in your pocket because how else are you gonna keep it near you enough to walk
Yeah.
around with it?
See, that's the great part. If I'm like walking around the house or like, just a general like enclosed vicinity, I can just walk around and leave my phone in my backpack if I'm like on campus or leave it in my car if I'm like around there or leave it in my room and then go to the kitchen and cook something or something, whatever. And I don't even have to know where my phone is. It keeps playing the music or podcast or whatever.
Yeah. So I don't know. What do you think about Christmas though in general? I feel like we should
I
wrap it up with
hate
that.
Christmas. Nah, Christmas is fine.
What kinds of people celebrate it and what kinds don't?
Uh,
What breeds?
well, as you stated before, the Chinese probably don't celebrate it.
Yeah. The
I
Japanese
mean,
have KFC. Andrew Tate has KFC.
yeah, the Japanese do technically celebrate it. That's weird. I didn't even think about that.
Black people celebrate the next day. Jewish people celebrate before.
Do you know like how Hanukkah started, by the way?
How?
So it was like after Alexander the Great conquered pretty much the entire Middle East, and it as like after he died, it all split into like successor kingdoms, like four of them, and the ones that had control over the Holy Land or whatever, uh, as always, because this happened with the Romans too. They didn't like the fact that the Jews didn't really
Whoa.
do the whole polytheism thing, or yeah, the polytheism thing, because they'd be like, "Hey, worship our gods," and they're like, "No, we've got our own God, the one God, the true God," and he's like, "Yeah, but worship our gods, or else," or something like that. And what happened was they were a bunch of like I don't know exactly what they were. It seems like they were like political like criminals or whatever by the standards of like the Greeks. And they were locked inside a room with a menorah and it was, like lit like a candle and it lasted 8 days.
Ah, yeah, I remember that story.
Yeah. So I don't know if they died or not. I would assume like eventually the
Before the
Greeks would like
candle?
get in and be like, "Wow, it's great that you guys lasted in here. Now you're gonna die." So, but yeah, that's where the whole candle thing comes from. But
Yeah.
yeah, I like
You know,
Christmas.
I was just thinking about this rap battle I saw. Greg Heffley versus Anne Frank.
No way.
Yes, dude, for real.
You gotta send that to me when you get a chance.
Yeah. Made me think
Now,
of that when you're talking about their hiding, you know.
is it Greg Heffley from the live action movies or Greg Heffley like the cartoon?
Well, you see, the thing is, it's an actor, so I assume he's portraying both, or at least the character
Ah, okay,
itself.
cool.
I
Wait,
don't
is it
know.
like an epic rap battles type thing?
I mean, I assume it's not the actual epic rap battles, guys, but yeah, it's kind of like that. That's what I saw a clip of it. I've never seen the full thing, so I'd honestly need to see where I could even find it and how much there is even to see. But it looked like it was an entire rap battle because there's no way they just made that one bar and then and it's pretty funny. I don't know if I should say it, but anyway, Greg says something about your raps are worse than the entire H word.
Can we say that? Is YouTube like
I don't
not
know.
let you say
I don't
that?
know. I don't know. Well, you could say nuclear holocaust,
That's a band, I think.
huh?
Wait.
No, I'm talking about like war, you know, nuclear holocaust, right? So anyway, Greg Heffley said Anne Frank, her raps are worse than something else that sounds kind of like that. But it's not
Oh.
related, okay? Anyway, I like Christmas too. I think it's a fine holiday, and the world would probably be better off if more people just started not celebrating the you know all these fake ones, all these fake holidays, and just got together for the one day of the year that maybe hopefully us humans could unite
12
for.
days.
Yeah, well, 12 days, fine, but the 25th. I'm saying unite for it.
But like everybody, this is the thing too. People get so like hyped for Christmas like months beforehand, and then like the thing is, the 12 days of Christmas is the 25th, and then up to January 6th, and then everybody's done as soon as like maybe the second day is over. Nobody gives a shit. So you're not even celebrating the full 12 days of Christmas, but you're celebrating like a good month ahead of time. So it's
Can you believe
like,
it, guys? Christmas is only a week away.
do you remember that one server we were in?
Huh?
Where that one server we were in,
Yeah.
the Discord server, where I got in trouble for sending a video that they didn't like in the meme channel, and they're like, "Hey, okay, watch it." They gave me like a warning or whatever
Yeah.
after like, and then they're like, "You got to make sure your stuff is in." I don't know if I want to go into too many details.
No,
but
you should say what the video was though, because it's not that bad.
the video,
yeah. So the video, I'll describe it in as best terms as I can. So the video was essentially this was when the World Cup of France versus Argentina was happening, and essentially there were these Argentinian guys singing a song, a tale, huh?
Argentina or Argentinian works.
Yeah, either way. I was trying to figure out which one to use. But anyway, point being, they were singing a tale about how they're going to beat France, and that basically, you know, the thing with Mbappe, his,
is that how you say it?
Yeah, his I don't even know what to call that. His partner relationship alternative person was of the weenie chop type. And so you know, so basically they're saying, well, I don't even know if actually he probably kept, well, you know, Mbappe's partner probably kept that intact down there. But
there's no way.
Maybe. I don't know. I think that's what the joke was, that Mbappe's, you know, probably, he's doing his, well, anyway. So basically they just make fun of Mbappe for having a trans partner. And so after that, then they show the team in the video, like not the guys, but they show in the video making fun of France's team, continually making fun of them now because of the color of the people on the team, not all looking like men that you would think usually look like those from France. And so that was part of the joke at the end. And, you know, as you've probably heard, there was somebody who asked like Argentinian, I don't know if it was the players or some people from there. They're like, oh, well, why is there not more diversity on your team? You know, and by that I think they literally might've asked like, you know, the color of people. But anyway, they're like, because we're a country, not a Disney movie. And so, you know, obviously
Yo.
they take pride in their people. And so that's probably why they had that video that way. But it was a funny video. And that is what our boy Gregory, he put in that server when they were saying, you know, you got to be in good faith or else we're going to kick you out of here. And then he was going to say he posted another video in there after that.
Yeah, the video that you mentioned. Can you believe it? Or whatever,
Yeah.
how many days
A
till
week away.
Christmas.
Yeah.
And
Just a
I
week.
sent a version of it where that I found on Instagram where it was basically instead of I think it replaced the when she said Christmas with the sound of glass breaking. And then I said, "Sent in good faith, of course." And they did not like that. So I
See, there's nothing even offensive about that one.
that's what I'm saying. It was in the meme channel too, and it was a meme. And they said, "Hey, make sure it's in good faith." And I said it's in good faith. So
That's the even funnier part. It's like it wasn't even the same place, right? Like, because did you put the other one in the memes or did you put just that one?
I think I put both of them in the
Okay.
memes. So like
Okay.
either unless like the implication of that is that every meme you sent has to be like representative of your own ideals. So then
That's kind
it's
of
like,
weird.
why is it funny then if it's just you posting your ideals?
Right. And so, I mean, you know, the funniest part about it was that like this is like a group with like a, you know, a chapter structure, right? So they have like, you know, leaders and like president and everything. And so like you were messaging one of the people who was in charge, not the president, but you were messaging somebody else and you were
Yeah,
asking
one
him
of the
like,
like officers, I
yeah.
guess.
Yeah, so you're messaging him and you were like did you say I speak to the president or something like that? Like you're like
Yeah, I'd like
yeah.
to speak to the president.
Yeah, and then he was like, "Well, the president's not around, or something like that. He's not around as much in the server as we are." And you're like, "Some president."
I mean, listen. I knew the guy in person too. Like
Yeah,
we shared a class or whatever. I might be giving too much details, but anyway, so I saw him. I know he's like active in the stuff. He'd wear like the t-shirts of the club and everything, but he was never in the Discord server. So I'm like, well, I'd like to speak to the president. I mean, for all I know, you guys are going like full tyrannical. I'd like to speak to Caesar, please.
yeah,
That was probably a bad example considering I used the word tyrannical. But anyway, yeah, the point was if it's a meme channel, then by definition it would have to not be in good faith because like unless you're sending the most vanilla garbage tier memes that are basically just this is what I believe, which isn't a meme at that point, then it's like what's the point of a meme channel?
yeah,
And then like then after they clarify that, I'm like, okay, fine, I'll send something that's in good faith. It's just
yeah.
in good faith. And they're like, wow, you guys are we really don't respect the fact that you're disrespecting. You wanted me to send something in good faith. I made sure that you guys knew this is in good faith.
It's funny because there's
And
supposed to be an open space, but like you know, as soon as you put anything that's slightly offensive in, they're kind of like, "Whoa, you can't do that. Back off
yeah,
that."
Viva Argentina. Maybe not
Yeah.
now, but at the time, yeah.
Well, you
Yeah,
know,
I mean
I've
the World Cup thing. I do not condone what they were saying. Maybe I do. Maybe I don't. Yeah, I'm not taking any credit for that. Either
Well,
way.
look, we'll have to find out because next episode we might just answer the question: should Asian women be allowed to have driver's licenses? The answer may shock you.
I was gonna actually mention. I wasn't sure if I should bring it up because it might be too like self-deprecating. I found out I kind of suck at driving. I almost
Wow,
got into an accident earlier today.
wow, what happened?
Yeah. Uh, I was trying to make like a U-turn from like the gym, and at the same time, like there was another car in the perpendicular road that was also turning right into the same road that I was going to, and I was waiting for the light. The light was green, so it was basically me waiting for me to get like a space to go. Like, but there wasn't an arrow, so I had to like make it quick before the other car that was coming came in. So as soon as I saw an opening, I went for it. But at the same time, this guy that was perpendicular to me was also taking his right, and it got to a point where we were both like halfway between the roads we were in and the actual road we were trying to get into, and we were just kind of stuck there. And I was like, well, shit, there's a car coming, so I just made it an evasive maneuver and just kind of sped off. But like, if both of us kept going at the same speed, we definitely would have collided.
No, that pisses me off because, if you're in the median, you have the right of way. And so like there's always these right turn fucking assholes.
Yeah.
There's always these right turn fucking assholes that are trying to like get in front of you by taking that turn. But it's like all you can do is when you're turning around completely get into the lane that they're trying to turn into. So it pisses me off. Like I've honked at somebody for that shit before because I'm like, fuck you, you know
Okay.
you're not supposed
So
to
it
go.
wasn't my fault then.
Yeah, because like he might have thought you were trying to take a left, but either way, no, you're not the one at fault if it's like you're in the median.
Okay. The person I was driving was like, bro, you're like, you're gonna fuck it up, bro. How could you do that? Well, nigga. I'm gonna
Yeah.
edit that out.
Yeah, well, no, I liked it being there, but the thing is, yeah, I don't know. Some people like, well, I think most of the time people are really just focused on trying to take that right turn before the cars come in, so they're not really paying attention to whether you're taking a left or taking a U-turn. But like the thing is, if you're taking a U-turn, they have to just stay there, or else they're gonna be fucking be the one to be like at fault in the accident.
Okay, so I was under the impression that I was at fault.
I'm like
Damn. Fuck that
fairly
guy.
certain that's the case because that's how it's always been. That's like that's how the rules of the road are.
The person sitting next to me lied to me.
Yeah. Here, I could look up to see if that's consistent everywhere. But let's see. Median right of way. Here, let's look it up right now. Yeah, when making a right turn onto a road and someone is in the median making a U-turn, the driver. Whoa, what? So this says the driver turning right has the right of way here.
Okay, that's what I was told.
But hold on, I've never had that happen. Like it's always been like the driver making the U-turn, if anything. Interesting.
We'll call it a nice even neutral split.
Yeah. It says in Texas, it's confusing. I'm seeing an article from Texas. Let's see.
It might be like a state by state thing.
Yeah. Let me look up median right of way images to see if there's a map that pops up or something. Yeah, see, this is just the AI thing telling me that like the right turn apparently has the right of way, but interesting. Let me see the source on that.
Source?
Hell, this is some weird answer site. This isn't giving me this is not a real source.
Yeah, that reminds me. I don't remember if you sent it or if I saw on somebody else's message to me where it was like a title to like an article like scientists say that beef is best cooked in the microwave, and then like somebody edited like the pointing soy jacks in there. Yeah. Okay, so you were the one that sent that to me.
Yeah.
Could you imagine cooking your steak in a microwave?
I'd kill myself.
You might not have to.
I got a rules of the road book up right here. Let's see. Stop signs, open intersections. Wait, open intersections maybe? An open intersection is one without traffic control signs or signals. When you enter one, you must yield to the right of way if a vehicle is already in the intersection. Hold on. See? That's what I'm seeing here. An open intersection is one without traffic control signs or signals. When you enter one, you must yield to the right of way if a vehicle is already in the intersection. You enter a cross state highway from a secondary road. Let's see. You enter a paved road from an unpaved road. You plan to make a left turn and a vehicle is approaching from the opposite direction. That's all I see. Let me look up median on this site. No, I just see something with school buses. Interesting. I'm looking up a handbook here.
We're going back to driver's ed.
Yeah, see, the thing is, maybe I was wrong, but it doesn't make sense if I'm wrong. You know what I'm saying? Like, how is it that the guy taking the right turn has the right of way when the median is clearly the guy that needs to get out of there first? You know what I'm saying? Actually,
no.
What do you mean?
Like, what do you mean by they have to get out of the way first?
Because it's going to obstruct too much if you leave the guy in the median there forever.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Because, like, the guy that's, like, perpendicular would be on, like, a side road or, like, a road entering. Yeah, that makes sense.
That's what I'm thinking.
So you have the time to wait. And, like, if you don't go in a median, people are going to get pissed off. Like, hey, I got places to go.
I don't know. Maybe I just honked at somebody for no reason. I mean, he still deserved it because he saw me turning.
No, because, like, your explanation makes sense.
Yeah.
Like, why would I, like, if I'm like coming out of like the driveway, like a McDonald's or something, and I'm trying to make a right and somebody's on like a main highway or whatever.
Yeah.
Or like a main road, That's going to obstruct more traffic. Why would I let that guy go first?
You're saying what? Well, yeah.
Yeah.
I
Or
don't
well,
know,
yeah.
man.
Okay, I messed that up. I first I was saying I was one on the coming from the McDonald's driveway. Then I said, okay, yeah, I meant why would I let the guy from the McDonald's driveway go first when the other person's on the main road?
So I think I've come up with a better case than whatever the fucking law says. Honestly, whatever it says, fuck it. I think I should just keep doing it. But I will look up a definitive answer and find out for next show. And I will come prepared to explain what the rules of the road are versus my case for what they possibly should be if they're different.
I did not get to see who the driver was because they had tinted windows.
Oh, well, typical.
Yeah. I have a hunch on who it could be, but I'll leave it at that.
Well, you know what they say about black tints?
Nope.
Black drivers. All right. So we will see you next time on the podcast ever.
Ever in your hearts. Yeah. See ya.